Hi everyone. In this video, we'll talk about the group project, the podcast project, what I expect from you, and what you'll be doing through the semester. As you know from the syllabus video, I told you that this was worth 25% of your total grade, so it's a big part of your of the final grade that you're going to get. So I want to go over this in detail. So you will be assigned to groups of 3 or 4 people, and you will notice that in the comments I have said that the groups will be announced on January 30th. The reason I'm waiting till the end of second week is that's when you can add into courses. So I want to make sure that the the student list in the course is stabilized before I assign you to groups. Right. So your groups will be assigned on January 30th, and once your groups are assigned, they are not subject to change. Right. You will now once the groups are assigned, you will either get together in person or online, and I'm guessing given that this is an online class, you will likely get together online, and that's fine too. But you will get together and you will be recording 4 episodes per group through the semester. So every group will be recording the same 4 episodes, and I will share these episodes amongst yourselves so you can see what other groups are doing also, right? So the 4 episodes will be, well, the first episode will be project charter, the second will be the midterm project, third will be the proposal, and the fourth is the final project. So let's begin with the project charter. So this is where you will create a group charter. Now, project charter and the proposal will be anywhere between 7 to 8 minutes, and the midterm group project will be 15 to 18 minutes, and the final group project will be about 20 to 22 minutes. So that's the number of, that's how long I want each of these episodes to be. Now, in the first episode, you will be creating a project charter. Now, project charter is where you will discuss with your group how often you will communicate with each other, how you will communicate with each other, whether it's texts, emails, then exchange information amongst yourselves, how quickly you expect your teammates to reply, and how you will handle someone who's not contributing to the project. So these are the 4 major things. And then if you feel like anything else needs to be added, you will add that. You can add that also. But remember, you have about 7 or 8 minutes to make this episode. I don't want you to go over by much, and if you go over by too much, that will definitely affect your grade. Now, for each of these 4 episodes, I will grade them based on a very strict rubric, and the rubric will be very clearly given with the assignment itself. So when you go to the link where you submit, where you look at the prompt for the project charter, for example, there you will you'll be able to see the rubric for the assignment. And the rubric will be very detailed and will tell you exactly how I'm going to grade it. The same goes for the midterm group project, the proposal, and the final group project also. Right. So a few things that I want you to think about is how often you communicate with each other, and how you communicate with each other can vary from group to group. Some groups might want to communicate with each other, say twice a week, or some of them might just be once a week, or some of them might be, once a day. Or the other thing would be how often you want to communicate. So that's one thing. How you will communicate, it could be via text messages, email messages, or even on Canvas. There is a way in groups can chat amongst yourself. And the third and the really important piece is how quickly you expect your teammates to reply. So this is something that you have to make sure that everybody signs on to this. So if you want all your teammates to reply within a day of you sending a message, for example, or within a couple of hours of sending the message, that should be communicated in the group project charter. So by the end of the group project charter, you will know exactly how often you will communicate with each other, how you will communicate with each other, and when do you expect replies from your teammates. Now remember, once you've signed on to this group project charter, you have to abide by it. So if your group sent you a message and they expect a reply from you within an hour, because within a day, because that's what the group has decided, then you have to reply within a day. Now, one other thing that the group will decide is how to handle someone who is not contributing to the project. How do you what should happen to that particular group member? How will you how will you decide amongst yourself what to do? And if you have to escalate because somebody is not contributing to the project at all, when will you do that escalation? So all of that is going to be part of the project charter, right? So that's the first assignment. So there are two important things about the project charter that I want you to remember. One is you're going to create expectations for you and for your teammates for the whole semester. That is what's going to happen in the project charter. And the second thing is that you're going to learn how to record podcast episodes. I mean, I'm sure most of you have not done it. There might be some of you who have, but I'm sure most of you have not recorded podcast videos before, podcast episodes before. So doing the project charter will be a good way uh, of learning that, right? So those are the two important things about the project charter. Now, after that, the next deliverable will be the next episode will be a midterm group project where you will discuss the case demise of Blockbuster. So that's a case that's at the end of chapter 2 in the textbook. You will read through the case and then you'll discuss. Now, one of the things that I want to make clear is that a podcast is not a presentation. So this is not something where one of you speaks, then a second person speaks, then a third person, then the fourth person, and you record all of that together and you submit it. That is not going to work. A podcast is a conversation. So there are multiple ways in which you can do podcasts. One is where somebody brings up a topic, then everybody chimes in and you talk in an ad hoc manner. That's fine. Or one of you could lead it, where one of you is asking the questions, others are answering, and then you chime in and then you go ahead. So you can either do a podcast where one person is leading or everybody is having a conversation, or any other way that you think of. But it cannot be one person after the other, and finally the fourth person where you have no communications with each other, right? So that will not be allowed. So the midterm group project will be about demise of Blockbuster. So read the case, look through the questions that are there, and then discuss the answers to those questions. More details will be there in the prompt on Canvas. Now the third deliverable will be a proposal for the final group project. So the final group project in the midterm group project, I've given you the topic of Blockbuster and how Netflix took over Blockbuster and all of that. So that's the midterm group project. In the final group project, you are going to pick the topic yourself. So it'll be a supply chain management topic of your choice, some topic that you pick. And again, I will give you prompt and some examples and things like that when I put up the proposal prompt. So in the proposal, what you are going to do is you're going to get together as a group, discuss multiple topics, and then decide on one of those topics. So this will again be a 7 to 8 minute video, not a long one. But again, you're going to discuss multiple topics and then pick one of them, and that's the topic that you're going to cover in the final project. So it could be comparing the supply chains of two different companies, or talking about the supply chain of a particular industry. So how does the car supply chain work, or how does the computer supply chain work, or something like that. So again, the prompt that I put up for the proposal will have a lot more information in there. And then finally, the final group project, which will be a 20-minute video discussing the topic that you picked during the proposal, right? And that's the group project. So you will be getting together with your group 4 times in the semester. So you know this right at the beginning. So make sure that you plan for that. You don't have to do it, say, the night before everything is due, because remember, there are 4 of you. All your schedules might not match up on the same day. If you record something, say, I don't know, once this goes up on January, so January 30th is when I announce groups. If you want to submit something on, say, February 2nd, you can absolutely do that. You can submit as early or as late as you want, but not later than the deadline, obviously, right? So that is the group project. If you have any more questions about the group project, please feel free to email me. If you have any questions about anything that I spoke about in the introduction, just feel free to email me. And I'll meet you all in the next video. Right? Take care.